Hello, welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast. My name is Darcy and I'm the maker at Chit Chat Knits. I wanted to sit down today and have a little chat about Advent knitting. This is week one of my not a Vlogmas Advent episodes. I can't even imagine the amount of work that podcasters put into creating daily content videos. It just baffles me. All the beautiful content, the time filming, the technology to prepare the videos, to upload them. Those of you who do this are amazing. I know in my life, it's just not going to happen. So my goal is that we're going to sit down and chat once a week through Advent. And I hope you'll come along with me. I am loving the Christmas season so far. We had a fabulous Thanksgiving at visiting family. Lots of delicious food, lots of fun time together, time to play with the grandkids. We also went out on a boat cruise on a lake in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. They had a Santa boat cruise out on the lake at night. So they have made light displays all along the shore of the lake. So we got to see some beautiful displays. There was a Santa hut, and Santa called off the children's names, and my grandkids heard their names being called, and Santa told them they were on the nice list. So they were very excited about that. And then last night, we had the opportunity to go to the show and Juliet at the beautiful theater here in Madison, Wisconsin. So it was with wonderful family members. So it was overall just a fabulous holiday weekend. And I even got to a couple yarn shops. So really, really fun. There was enough a balance between activities and downtime. So I did get a little knitting in as well. Yay. But I thought I would start today with, let's start with the backdrop. So I have a couple Christmas stockings hanging here. These are my grandkids' stockings that I made a couple years ago. And the pattern is by Nancy Lindberg, and they are just called Christmas socks. And the pattern is so well written, and you are offered in the pattern a variety of charts. So you sort of choose your own adventure. And I really had fun making these. So it's fun to see them hung up on the mantelpiece. This stocking over here was a free pattern years and years ago that I made. And it was just on someone's blog, and the blog is no longer there. So sorry, I can't give you pattern information there, but it is a cute stocking anyway. The other thing my grandson and I did this weekend that was so much fun, he's 6 years old, and we made a Lego Christmas tree. You know, my kids, as they were growing up, were Lego kids. They loved Legos. I don't think I ever had as much fun helping. I think I was always the look for the parts, and, you know, if they got into trouble, help them. And this weekend I did help my grandson find the parts, but we just had so much fun putting this together. It was a far more interesting and fun project than I imagined it would be. And I will put a picture right in here so you can see our Lego Christmas tree. It was a great activity we did together. Who knew I enjoyed Legos this much? Anyway, another project that I made this weekend was a pair of my Slipperoo socks. Now, let me tell you about these. I'm going to be showing you a couple of my Advent projects that I've already finished. I'll be talking about them. But what I did with these was I took the leftover scraps and I held them together and just made a scrappy pair of my Slipperoo socks. You know, my Slipperoo socks are probably my favorite pattern because I just love their DK weight, so they're a little bit thicker, and I love wearing them around the house, especially in the evening. So I can't have enough pairs of these socks in my drawer for me because I would wear them every day. And how fun was it to take those leftovers and put them together? I did hold one light speckled yarn throughout that I finished up. I had enough. And then I just grabbed, they were 2 to 3 gram minis, and I just knit with one till I ran out or almost was out, enough that I could do a Russian join to the next one so that I didn't have the ends to weave in. They just knit right in and just kept going. Now, the only thing I did, and I'm going to show you my Songs of the Season scarf in a minute here, but the blue here is the skein that I held throughout. So I decided to make both the toes with that and then my light speckled skein that I held throughout. So if you're looking something to do with those teeny little bits that you have left over, hold them together with another yarn or hold 2 of them together and just put them together in a project. I love them. I have more tiny bits and I would just like to make, I might just cast on another pair because they're so much fun. So speaking of the Advent patterns, I would like to start today with the Between the Stars wrap. Now, I've shown you this pattern before, but only in black and white because this was Monica of Up North Yarns. This was her Advent, her Advent for the year. It was called the Nebula. And she asked me, she gave me the privilege of designing this project. So I actually knit this, oh gosh, way last summer. And what it is, it's a very large wrap. It's a wide wrap because let me show you why. This is me in the evening, right here. Knitting, maybe binge watching or movie watching, and wrapped up like this. So I wanted a generous wrap that covers. Very, very comfortable. Now, it can also be worn as a scarf. Lots of options. But I tend to grab one of these not a shawl, but a wrap. So it's long, it's a long, wide rectangle and wrap around my shoulders. And it actually feels really good right now because it's a little chilly in here today. You can see the gorgeous 20 gram mini skeins, and then the deep purple was one entire skein of fingering. And I really had fun. It was kind of a challenge because with the variegated minis, I needed the pattern, the stitch patterns to show. You know, sometimes in variegated, they can get lost. So, and I also wanted the pattern to have movement because, you know, the nebula, I felt like it was, I just got the feeling of movement. So I used these wave stitches and then some stitch patterns between. And I think I feel like I accomplished movement. So if you're looking for something to do with 20-gram minis, fingering weight minis, and a full skein, check out the Between the Stars wrap. Monica is also doing a knit along in her Facebook biz group. So if you, I found it by going to Instagram, to Monica's Instagram, clicking on her link, and then she has a link, a Facebook link there, and then that'll take you and you can find it there. So only day 2, so you can certainly jump on and have a fun knit. I feel like very wearable, usable wrap. Isn't it gorgeous? And do you have, she's already sent her, her advents are done and closed. So you could use any mini skeins, any skein. I would suggest that for your main skein, you do something solid because it just makes those mini skeins pop. All right, the other thing we have going on, the other knit along, is the songs of the season. Now, I've told you about this before, and I had so much fun with this project. I really got into it. Each day is dedicated to a different holiday song. And this one uses 11 or 12, depending upon what you're gonna make. If you're gonna make a scarf or a cowl, and 1 full skein of fingering weight yarn. I used, so here we have, I'm gonna show you a little bit. So here's day 1, which, okay, maybe I should have waited. I'm not sure. I think my excitement maybe got ahead of me a little bit. So I actually opened up the first song on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Maybe you all weren't quite ready to Advent knit yet, but I debated because I thought some people, you know, are relaxing after the Thanksgiving day and maybe would want to start their project. Doesn't matter. You don't need to keep up. You don't need, you know, there's no timeline. This pattern is being released every day in my Ravelry group. So I've released day 1, song 1, day 2, and day 3 so far. And day 4 went up today. So what I've done is I've used the solid skein. My solid skein was this blue, this periwinkle blue color. And then I used the variegateds in the striping. Variegated, the solid, so we get really good stitch definition. And then just the color play with those variegated yarns is what I am having a lot of fun with. Now, I'm gonna pop in a picture here of my son and I, because when we went on the Santa cruise, it was cold. It was 10 degrees and it was just that bitter, bitter cold. So I was wearing my scarf that evening to go out. This is a tubular shaped project. So you could knit it. It starts with a provisional cast on. You can knit it and then graft it together at the end. I chose not to because I realized I really didn't have any scarves. So I wanted to make a scarf. So then what I did was I grafted the ends together. So you have a nice finished edge there, seamless edge. And I felt like that worked very, very well. If you're afraid of a provisional cast on, I've given you links in there in the pattern. If you're afraid of grafting, please don't. It's simple. My little trick for grafting is to put the light bulb removable stitch markers about every 10 stitches, 8-10 stitches, so you know you're lining up, and it works perfectly. I love this scarf. Like I said, the weather has turned chilly, and I'm just loving the feeling of it, being wrapped up in it. It was a great project, and everywhere I go, people are saying, oh, I love that scarf. So I hope you'll join us. The pattern is free. Just go to my Ravelry group. You'll see songs of the season. Each day has a quick link at the top. Thank you so much to my friend Margie, who goes in and adds those quick links. So you can just go to day 1, day 2, day 3. And speaking of Margie, she is knitting it, and she has decided to do 3 single wrap cowls. So if you do 8 days, you will get the size of a nice single wrap cowl. If you want a double wrap, you could go, I would say about, depending upon, you know, the gauge you get, maybe 14 days, and you get a nice double wrap cowl. So I hope you'll join us, because it's really fun. I love it. It is quite a bit of knitting. You see how big it is, but you know, we don't have a timeline. I'm going to leave that thread. I'm going to leave that up there for a couple months. So you don't have to be in a hurry. Just enjoy it and use up some 10-gram minis. I love it. I love it so much. Now, you know, if you've been around here, you know I pretty much like color and bright colors. But I decided that it would also be fun to knit one in a more subtle hues. So that's what I'm doing. Here is number 2. You see, I'm on day 4 here. I got a little work to do yet today. But I actually, my skein is over there. My background is not a solid. So I just thought so here's the uptake of that. My full skein was not a solid. But here's what happens. My stripes are not as crisp as they are on this one. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because I think it looks pretty this way too. This one will be a gift. I think it's turning out beautiful that way too. It's so fun to knit patterns a couple times, just in different flavors, and see what you get. I really enjoy that. A lot of fun. Well, the other Advent project I want to do is right here in this bag. Can you see the print on this bag I made a couple years ago? Can you guess what this one is? Yes, you're right. It's the gnome. Sarah Schira's gnome pattern for this year, and it is called Gnana Visits. Gnana Visit. Now, my kids call me Grammy, but I'm definitely a grandma, and I love being grandma. So when I saw it was Gnana, which I'm assuming is grandma, I just had to do it. So I did order the kit from Timber Yarns, and with the postal strike in Canada, I was a little worried it wasn't going to come, but it came perfectly on time. And you can see I'm behind. I haven't even wound up my skeins yet. I had hoped to do that this weekend, but you know what? Family is number 1. So I spent time with family instead of getting this done. But that's okay. When I'm uploading this video, I'll be winding skeins. It's only December 2nd, so I only have day 1 and day 2, and I'm good. I will get it done. I actually have to take my car over. I have a tire leaking on my car, and I still, I'm 4 hours from home, so I'm gonna go get a tire fixed. I'm gonna go get that taken care of and not worry about it anymore. And they told me that I would be sitting, waiting. So I will be knitting while I sit and wait for my car tire to get fixed. Aren't those pretty? The red one is called Big Red. Yay. That hits home because I'm a Nebraska girl. My family's in Nebraska, so Big Red. Licorice. Dark green. And naturally. I just think they're so pretty. The kit also came with a little packet of cocoa, and are you ready for this? Oh, and little glasses, because she gets glasses apparently. But are you ready for this? Gnome stitch stoppers. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I just love them. So that'll be happening this afternoon. Get that going. Be so much fun. You don't have to order a kit. And I've never ordered a kit before. I've made her Advent gnome in the past, and I've never ordered a kit. I just used what I had. But I guess I was feeling like I wanted a treat this year, so I ordered it. It really wasn't expensive. It was fun. This afternoon, I'll be working on that. Gnana gnome. I have the front page printed in black and white. Nana's visit. Super cute. All right, I told you that I went out to a yarn shop. There's in Madison here. If you are new here, I don't live in Madison. I live across the state, but my son and his family live here. And so I come to spend time with my grandkids here in Madison. It's about 4 hours away. And you know what? I don't mind the drive. I put on a book. I listen to a book. I have a great time when I'm here. I love my family, and it's all good. Anyway, what was I saying? Well, so I told you, I know. Okay, I was going to share it. So talking about Madison, boy, I should edit that out. Madison has some great yarn shops. One of them that I love to go to is called Sunset Yarns. And the other one I've talked about before is called the Sow's Ear. Now, I saw that Sunset Yarns was having a Black Friday sale, and my husband and I were out doing some errands, and I had told him that I wanted to go over to Sunset Yarns, and he said, I'll go with you. And he was so sweet. He helped me pick out yarn. He was so patient, and they're so friendly there. So he got to look at the building, which is really cute. Another time when I come down, I'll go over and see if I can make a little video of the store, because it's really cute. But I'd like to show you actually what I bought, because I have a cowl idea that I would like to make as a gift for my other son's girlfriend for Christmas. So she likes blues and purples, teals, blues, purples. So I found this. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is, I've got the tag right here. It's Manos del Uruguay. Alegria Grande. It is, the color name is called Manglar, and it is 197 yards in 100 grams. And it is 75% merino superwash and 25% polyamide. This one. Then I also got this one. So this is a gray. I dropped the tag here. This is a gray. It's Malabrigo. It's called Polar Morn. It's a really pretty gray because it sort of has a purple blue hue to it. And so Polar Morn 009, it's 210 yards and 100 grams, 100% merino wool. So I think I'm really confident that these two are going to play well together. I think they're so pretty. It's going to make a very rich, lovely cowl. And I have a pattern idea. And I would just, love to just sit and knit. Maybe in a few days when I'm home. We'll get that going. Another fun project. I have plenty of time. I don't need it till the 25th. Loads of time. Loads of time. All right. Those are the projects. That's the yarn. I really hope you'll go check out our Chit Chat Knits Ravelry group. We're finishing up our Stash Bash for the year. And there are some many, many beautiful entries in there. I am putting together I also slipped to the other yarn shop because, Anise said, I really need some yarn. And I said, oh, let me drive you there. So we went yesterday and I did pick up a couple little things to put in the grand prize for the Stash Bash. And I will be drawing that around the first of the year. I have company for a few days after the first, and then I'll get that done and out to you, to the winner. Fun stuff, a lot of fun stuff coming this month, and I'm really excited for it. If you've been here, that I like to share stories of kindness. Most of us would agree that there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in our world that's not so kind. And so I've been talking about different ways that we can show kindness. And I was so pleased. One of our Chit Chat Knits friends mentioned that she buys a coffee, for the person in line. She pays for their coffee when she goes for every Friday morning. And that's so wonderful. But here's also what happens. She said that the barista told her that when she does that, it carries on. So she pays for the person behind her, the person behind her pays for the person behind them, and so on, and so on, and so on. And the barista told her that sometimes in the line goes down 10 cars deep. So, acts of kindness pass on and make the world a better place. I have an idea of a project that I will be doing, and I've done a little shopping and I'm ready to put it together. So we have a relative, a young mom, busy young mom with 3 kids. And I remember being that young mom with busy with 3 kids. And a lot of times, mom sort of gets the last place because mom's taking care of everybody else. And so it was put on my heart to create a mini Advent and send it to her. So I whipped out to a couple stores this morning and started collecting some things. And I want to create a beautiful Advent box of just little pampering things for this young mom. So because it's, already December 2nd, I'm going to put it together, and then the first day I will do 12 days and she will be able to open on day 13 because that'll give me time to get it put together, wrapped beautifully, shipped, and then she can start with day 13, and the rule will be that these are for her. They are not for her husband. They are not for her children. They are for her, so that she gets a special something that tells her that I care about her and that she matters, and somebody's thinking about her. I'm so excited about it. So I'll be getting that finished up and in the mail by this weekend. I hope you'll think of something you could do for someone. It doesn't have to be an expensive thing. It can be simple. It's just something you could do to reach out to someone that makes them feel special and important. If you do come up with something you'd like to do, would you please just drop me a line and let me know? I'd love to hope that I could inspire you to do something for someone. Okay, before I go, I would like to share a little story. And this is from a book that I believe is out of print, sadly, because it's a lovely little book of short stories. It's called Christmas with God, and who is it? I think it's just a compilation of stories. So I don't think it's Honor Books, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I don't think there's one author. All right, so I would like to share a little story from this book each week. So if this isn't for you, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. If you'd like to hear a sweet little story, we'll just do that now. This one's called Nothing But Socks. And there is a Bible verse here. Do not be afraid, I will provide for you. And that's Genesis 50:21. Christmas was only a few days away, but a long distance move and mounting bills meant that gifts were out of the question. The couple agreed to give one another their love for Christmas. But knowing that there wouldn't be a small gift for her husband saddened the young wife. Oh Lord, she sighed, isn't there something you can do? As she reached to hang up her coat, a few coins jingled in her pocket. When she turned the pocket inside out, she found only 50 cents. 50 cents wouldn't buy much of a present, but at least it would be something, she reasoned. The young woman walked a few blocks to the local market, glancing at the shopping cart beside the door that held merchandise for sale at reduced prices. Today, the cart was overflowing with socks. The store was discounting all clothing to make room for snack items, so the manager had marked the socks down to 10 cents per 2 package pair. Overjoyed, the young wife snatched up 5 of the precious bundles. If she wrapped each sock individually, her husband would have 20 packages to unwrap for Christmas. But on Christmas morning, there were 40 packages under the tree. 20 of them were for her. As the young couple began to unwrap their packages, they began to laugh. Every package under the tree contained nothing but, you've got it, socks. Her husband had also found the shopping cart of socks and had spent 50 cents on her. God had answered her prayer and provided both with a warm memory and warm feet for Christmas. And don't you find that when things don't always go as planned, it creates a better memory? What a sweet story of trust and faith and giving and love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back in a week and show you a little progress, hopefully a lot of progress on some Advent knitting. And I hope you'll chime in with what you're knitting, what you're enjoying for this Advent season, and maybe a little kindness story. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.